Welcome back, everybody, to another episode of the Legion Labs. I am your host, JR, and today we got Roman and Jose. What's up, guys?
The
Woo!
fearless leader has returned.
He makes an appearance. Unfortunately, we
Oh
got a
man.
slow week for you. Not a whole lot of Legion news, but one awesome news is VetFest is happening this weekend. I am super stoked.
Yeah, it's gonna be tons of fun. I'm excited. I'm hoping again, like as of today, here we'll vamp a bit, but I got another person that joined today
How
while
many
I
do
was
we
walking
have?
around.
Oh, hell yeah.
Um, so here, let's see. I'll pull it up just to get an actual number. Mhm. So as of now, we have 16 people registered.
Ooh,
Now Rob was saying one or two of them might not come, but even then, I mean, that'll be four.
14.
Yeah, like that'll be four more than we had last year because last year we started off with 10 and then it went down a couple as people couldn't hang.
Mm.
Um,
Family emergencies. I have those guys.
well, not just that, dude. I get it. It was a long day. 4 rounds is a lot, dude. Like that's a long time to play a game.
That's how you know
Um,
who really loves Legion.
I mean, just without overtime, that's what 10 hours of playtime, 2.5 hours.
Bro, we were there all day.
Yeah, so I'll do the same thing too when we start that morning. I'll basically, or before we start that morning, I'll be like, I'll be hey, if you guys want to cut the hour lunch to 30 minutes just so we get out of here at a more reasonable time, we can do that. And then maybe we can even like do it beforehand. We'll just order food here, like we'll order pizzas or this and that. Actually, I think he said there's gonna be like a Filipino barbecue truck right there next to the doors. So maybe I'll do that too for lunch. I don't know, we'll see. But I'm just excited to run the event. I'm excited for the whole weekend too. Nick, can you guys hear me?
Yeah, you
You,
kind of your sound
yeah,
changed a little
your
bit.
mic switched out. Like it's talking on a different mic now, I think.
Let's see. Why is it doing that?
So, what time is our first match? I know you're doing something right now.
Give me a sec.
Yeah, no worries. Jose, how confident? Where do you think you're gonna place in the tournament?
So I'm planning on doing the Jose special, not a single practice game going in,
Oh my
and
god.
I'm gonna beat people, and then I'm gonna be like, you got beat by somebody who did not take this serious at all.
They're gonna be the joke's gonna be on you. It's just like I lost because I never played this game before.
Nah, dude, just because thinking about it, dude, like LVO, like I could have went 4-2 with zero preparation, but I gave the guy the win at the end.
But it's awesome because we're spreading the word around, and like even John has been spreading it at work, and so a couple of those guys may or may not join. But from what I hear, from what he's telling me, is that they're definitely going to be in the league the second time it opens up. So
Is
that's exciting.
John is John gonna roll with us in the lad wagon? Because I got to figure seating out. I know Rome's locked in for sure because he's
Uh,
my driving buddy.
no, so actually, I'm going to drive up to LVO this year, so it'll be me and him going up there.
Lame.
Yeah, so I mean,
Damn it, Toby. We have room for you now.
yeah, so we'll figure out that arrangement and everything. He might still kick it with you guys if yeah, when we get closer to that.
Yo
Who knows,
yo, that
man?
works.
It's still like 6 months from now, but I'm excited for that too. That's a fun one.
All right, I think I got everything set up.
There you go. Your
Yeah, yeah,
base is
love it.
back.
Yep.
Now, so Friday, Nick is running an event for
Marvel, Marvel.
Crisis Protocol.
There you go. There you go.
Yeah, Marvel Crisis Protocol. So they're just gonna hang and play. That'll be fun. There's should hopefully be some promo stuff in time for me to give to them to play. Um, what else? Saturday's the day of the event, right? We're running the event. I
What
forget
time does
what time
round
I
one
put
kick
on
off?
there.
Okay. You guys asked what
Give me
time's round one kick off?
Yeah, I should probably figure that out, huh?
Because
I gotta
it's
buy the
still going to be
magnets.
four rounds, right?
Yeah, it's gonna be 4 rounds.
Mm.
So it is. I know exactly when it is. I just got to find the message. Oh, here it is. All right. Yeah, so there's no entry fee outside of the Veteran Game Fest entry. So this
25
is a free
bucks.
tournament. Yeah, so $25 to get into the Vet Fest. That's the whole weekend. There's no entry fee to play in the event. Registration starts at 8 in the morning with pairings going up at 8:45.
Oh,
So
that's did we start that early last year?
dude. And then round one kicks off at 9 in the morning.
Oh yeah.
I
That's
don't
what I'm talking
remember
about.
starting that early last time.
I don't know. I wanted to do it earlier because last time we
Okay,
didn't get out
yeah.
of there till 11. Remember when we got out and there was nothing open, and then Red Robin closed in 30 minutes?
Yeah, we went in
So
there like a
yeah, no,
bunch of
I want to get it
assholes.
done earlier, especially for the out of town guys. Rob had made a good point, from a 2-day to a 1-day event where it's like it's harder to convince people to stay for a second day because you're just adding the expense of a night, at a hotel. So I
Mm.
figured let's just get it done in 1 day. I mean, we got 16 players. We can do that in 1 day, no problem. If it got to be more than that, we'd have to figure that out. But yeah, the 16 players isn't too bad. Again, he said a couple might drop, so we'll see how that goes. But yeah, we're running 4 rounds. I think after round one is when we're gonna do lunch, so around noon. So maybe I'll talk to some of the players beforehand if they want to pitch in for some pizza. I'll probably have some cake or cupcakes or whatever there for people to get since it's my birthday weekend.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, I'm excited. And then Sunday is going to be the finals for Rob's Legion Lads League,
Mm.
the LLL. And I'm trying to think. Yeah, he's got the finals for the Lisa League and the Bart League, and then anybody that is not part of the league, like not part of the finals, can hang and play. I'll have a bunch of organized play kits there, so we'll have Poplu's Wild right there hanging out, so you can play, get
Yeah.
promos for that. What was the other one? The Acid, Dynamic Exit, and Natural Resources. Like any organized play kit I have will be there. We'll have it set up. We'll probably run some learn to play events too. Just use it as an opportunity to get new players, new local players or people with eyes on. I would like a repeat of last year where we are the biggest, loudest group of people having fun. I'll have something fun for Jose and Toby.
Street
Having
Legion,
fun.
baby. Street Legion.
I was gonna say was yeah, I'm hoping I wish Rob was on because I wanted to know what time we'll be starting for the league. Like I'm assuming I'm gonna be in it for the finals, but
This fool, I'm assuming. You know damn well you're gonna be in it.
well, I just want to know what time we're gonna start. I gotta prepare, get a babysitter, all that stuff. So we'll see how that goes. But yeah.
I get it. I get it. Yeah, yeah, that should be a fun weekend, man. Like it's exciting, a lot going on. Again, a lot of eyes on us. That'll be cool too. I would like it to be like they're wanting to do these events yearly. Obviously, this is the second year. I'd like for us
Keep
to be one
growing
of the
it.
main draws. I think
Mhm.
that'd be cool.
Yeah.
Also they're potentially planning a winter time event.
Ooh,
So I would like to get on that too if we could. So we'll see.
a wintertime event. Really nice.
Caught the Battle of Hoth.
The battle. Hey, you should call it that. That'd be sick. So yeah, I've been waffling on my list because I don't know what I want to take. Like I'm trying to come at two ways. One as a fun element, just have fun, make a list, just have fun with it. But I also don't have an invitation to LVO yet. So it's just like, well, maybe I should be a little bit more competitive so I can secure that. But yeah,
Just
yeah.
bring them all, pussy.
I could.
Sorry for the language, Nick.
I mean, that's not a bad idea. So
We'll represent CIS together, bro. We'll dominate.
I mean, Asajj, I've always wanted to win a tournament with Asajj, so that'd be cool. So
Do
yeah,
a Saj Dooku.
yeah, I want that. I want that to work so bad, but
There's
I
not
don't
enough
know.
points,
I
man.
don't know. I don't know. So we'll have to see. But
It's
yeah,
funny, both of you guys got Dooku in the background, but neither of you is man enough to play him at an
I'm
event.
playing him at the event.
yeah.
I'm
Are
bringing.
you?
Yeah,
Yeah.
buddy. I'm bringing.
We'll see.
We'll see. We'll
I'm
see.
bringing. I Daniel doubted Dooku. I slayed Daniel, and then Rob's still trashing Dooku.
Damn.
So now I gotta prove that Dooku got legs.
You know, it'd be hilarious if we played each other and I brought Asajj and Asajj kills Dooku. Like
Oh,
I'm the
God.
master now.
No.
Gonna be hilarious if Toby brings something like super meta and then Dooku kills it. That'd be the best.
We're rooting for you, Toby.
I want Toby to win. It
Yeah.
can't just be one-sided. It can't just, you gotta have a little bit of back and forth. Otherwise, it's just sad,
Yeah.
Like it's already kind of sad to see Toby so scared to, be in the chat with Jose around or to play in events and stuff. Like, I want to root for him. He's Rocky, right? Like he's like, this is gonna be Rocky 2 right here. It's gonna be Jose and Toby, they were leaving Vetfest last year. Like, there's not gonna be a rematch. This is it.
I hope this kicks Toby's spirit back into it, and he starts playing around with us.
I miss Toby playing, to be
me too,
honest.
man. Me too. Like, it was fun playing him. He was really starting to get really competitive and wanted to learn all these tricks. And
Yeah,
like,
he got really good, really fast.
Yeah.
Him and Daniel. I get it though. Life tends to kind of come and go and get in the way of stuff. And good or bad, right? Like, good things happen, bad things happen. It's better when you can't do fun stuff because other good things are happening than the other thing, right? Like, Daniel can't play, but he's got a baby. Like, that's awesome. Like more important things, right? Toby can't play because he's out getting drunk. Like,
throw him under the bus.
And dominating in his new career field of swoon.
Oh yeah. Well, not even, I haven't seen him in forever either.
Yeah,
he's working on that promotion.
He was pretty consistent going out with Unlimited, and then he just kind of dropped off. But again, I get it, man. Like, he's young, he wants to go out and have fun, so it's one of those, like, you can't fault him. I was in the same boat.
Yeah, like,
bro, he's
well,
my trooper. Like LVO, when we were all tired and dying, he was fucking just throwing money into the slot machines. Like, how are you alive?
That guy's nuts. Yeah, he was falling asleep at the slot machine. Oh, that's crazy, dude.
Hey,
all power to him, man.
All power to him. Like, use your knees while you still got him, man.
Yeah.
Dude, next year I'm gonna be like JR. I'm gonna have my Darth Vader mask, and I'm just gonna be like, I'm gonna go the extra mile and fill up the bathtub and pretend I'm gonna back the tank.
He just like hands out everything.
Yeah, and then his machine falls in there with him.
I get that good sleep.
You joke now, but while they're all like breathing smoke, we come out in the morning like, oh yeah, we're ready. Let's do this.
We'll throw a little bit, a little shot of Monster in there before I go to sleep.
Now that you've been using off topic the how do you feel, man? I want to know. Like, I'm curious.
It's different. I'm still tired, right? But it's a different kind of tired. What I tell people, because obviously everybody's body health and everything is different. But what I've noticed for me, it's when I wake up, a lot of the times I would feel like I'm rooted, right? Like, you're just like trying to shake off the sleep and all groggy and stuff, and it takes forever to get up and go. So that kind of went away. So I still wake up tired, but again, I think that's more just because I'm fat and out of shape than anything. But I don't wake up and like take forever just to I don't feel dazed every time I wake up. It's like I'm waking up and I'm like, all right, cool, like time to get up, time to get ready, this and that. Which can definitely help in building the good habits, right? Because I'm not waking up all groggy and already exhausted and out of breath. I can go to the gym in the morning. Like, I'm not fighting off sleepiness that way. So that'll make me hopefully better shape, lighter, helps with everything else. So we'll see if that works out or not. I mean, I've been using it since February and I still have been going to the gym consistently. So I can't blame blame sleep completely for that.
On the old man talk, dude. I'm starting to wake up before my alarm.
Yeah, that happens to me a lot, actually.
My alarm's set for 8 a.m. and I'm a guy who back in my youthful days would sleep to like 9 or 10. Like, I'm waking up and I looking and rolling over and it's like 7:30. I'm like, what have I done to get here?
Oh, dang. Well, your body gets used to it. Like, when I set my alarm, it'll start doing that too. When I get, like, let's just say I set my alarm at 8 in the morning, right? It'll start slowly inching. It'll start doing, like, I wake up and I'm like, oh, my alarm, when's it gonna go off? Oh, in like 3 minutes. Then 3 minutes turns to 5, then 15, then 30, then an hour, like you're saying. So your body gets that like rhythm going over time. I'm surprised you haven't had it until now. That's more surprising than anything else.
Health section brought to you by the Legion lads.
I know, right?
Make sure you get your 8 hours of sleep.
Yeah.
Go to the
gym. go to bed and get your sleep. Take your vitamins. Say your prayers.
When we were at LVO, these boys, the Legion lads, will be in bed at 10 to be up.
Hey, dude, last year, though, having the plan of the food, didn't that help a lot, right? Like, we're in the apartment way early, or not the apartment, the hotel room way earlier. We weren't coming back at midnight. We're like, all right, we can actually hang out and drink and do stuff before we go to sleep and actually get well rested. I would sleep in a little bit later because there's that mad rush, that mad line of registering in the morning. I'm like, I can dodge that. They're not going to start the event without me if I'm there on time, right?
Yeah, makes sense.
I was
So
more
no, it's
rested
been
this year that went by though. Like that was super dope. And I was actually up early, like in all the chaos. Like, what are you
yeah.
doing? Like, I'm leaving you guys. And I just off into the wild with my backpack.
You just gotta have a plan. You gotta have a plan on what you're gonna do. You can still have fun, right? Like we did everything we did last year and then some. We ate at some good places. We'll have to plan that out next year too. This is just gonna be a little hard. I gotta be like super tight with my money because I got that Vegas trip that we're doing right for LVO, and then the following month I'm going to the Philippines with my girl. So I'm just kind of trying to like tighten that belt, save money where I can, and it's really hard to do that.
Speaking of that, like we have to know, okay, what options are we going to get for the jersey this year?
Yeah, the two, are we doing the
Um,
Wookiee?
Nah, dude. Well, it's gonna be up to vote, right? So I
If it's
definitely want
Wookiee,
to
are we
do
doing
an
fur? That's my question.
no, dude. It's gonna be
Okay.
printed on fur, maybe.
Yeah, we were talking about that. We're like, how
Get the
what
carpet.
Wookiee are we
Yeah.
talking about?
I know, right? So I'll probably leave it the same as it was before, where it'll be like some type of Jedi inspired jersey, maybe a stormtrooper,
Ooh.
and then yeah,
Stormtrooper's been beat
Jedi,
out both times.
stormtrooper. I know. Well, again, but it's just got to be up there because there's always better options, right?
Yeah.
And then we'll maybe do because what were the options last year? It was Jedi, Sith, and Stormtrooper, right?
Yep.
So this year, we won't do Sith again because we just had it done.
Yep.
We'll maybe do Jedi, Stormtrooper.
You could do either a B2 or B1 battle one, like armor looking, like metal
Something
looking.
like that.
Yeah.
That'd be interesting. Yeah. I'm just trying to think what would look good as a jersey too, right? Because
Yeah.
even the Stormtrooper ones, it'll be like white armor plates.
We're not
And I
gonna
want to have
keep
like the
those
little shoulder
clean,
pauldron.
bro. We are not keeping those clean.
Oh, hold on. Jose,
No,
over
we
here
are
wiping
not
his
keeping those clean. We're Vegas. I'll put $20 on it right now that we all get them dirty if we get stormtroopers.
And then yeah, so Jedi, Stormtrooper, maybe another type of Mandalorian outfit, like so like maybe not Death Watch this time, something else. I don't know. We'll see. I want to have a few different choices though, and I want it to be varied. So maybe no Mando, no Sith. We'll do like maybe Stormtrooper. I just like having some type of like fringe thing, right? So like Empire can be Stormtrooper, Jedi can be kind of like the good guys, and then like some type of fringe stuff. I just don't know what. We'll do the Black Sun Vega. We'll have like the really fancy like
We'll have the Pope freaking scarf.
yeah, the like lapels and stuff.
That'd be kind of sick,
Yeah,
not
but
gonna lie.
I gotta figure. Yeah, I
Doubles
gotta
as a
figure it
towel.
out. I know, right? Doesn't tell.
That room gets
But I gotta
hot,
get
though.
started. I know, right? I do gotta, yeah, for reals, man. No lie on that. That's why I do like the new jerseys. They were a little bit more like breathable this year.
Not so
A
tight.
little bit more stretchy too. Yeah. I do gotta start working on the logo, the new logo. I gotta talk to my guys. Just again, money. Money's been a big issue. So I'm just making sure that I do it at a reasonable time. I got in the medals for this Vet Fest. I got all my birthday stuff coming up, so that's costing a lot of money too. So it's just again trying to find time for all this. Maybe by the end of August, I'll have the new logo done up, and I can start selling some stickers and stuff to start setting aside for the jersey like fees and stuff.
Stickers
But
are
it'll be fun, man.
amazing.
Again, like yeah, usually the sponsorships on the jerseys and the banner helps pay for like a lot of that stuff that is like communal, right? So like the design fee was like 170, 180 bucks. So the jersey sponsorships usually pay for that. And then the banner sponsorships help pay for the actual LVO like club pass thing, which came through like so freaking much.
Clutch.
Yeah. It was nice to have the banner. It was nice to not have to wait all day. It saved us like an hour, which was nice. Maybe this next year it'll save us a little bit more if we know where to go in line this time.
Dude,
Yeah.
walking that my favorite part of the banner was like walking down that hall and seeing every banner,
And
like
seeing our logo.
some like gladiatorial type stuff. Like, yo, these are
Yeah.
all the
Yeah, that
teams
was
here.
sick.
This is dope.
Yeah.
I'm
And a
looking
lot of
forward
people
to
loved our
the
logo.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to the new logo because like I've been using the first logo and the second logo as the picture of the episode. So when you get the third logo, it's
Mhm.
like, okay, now we're in a new season of the podcast. Here we go, new logo.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah,
Yeah.
so I'm very much treating it like like how they do the video games and car years, where it's like, I'll roll it out towards the end of the year for the following year, right? Like this is the 2025 logo, and even though it's coming out in 2024 or whatever.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, it's tons of fun, man. It's been a great run, a great experience with everyone. I'm hoping we get even more people going with us to LVO. I know Nick said he's gonna go
He's
next
staying
year for
longer
sure
too.
again.
Mhm.
Is he?
Yeah, he's flying out later, so he's gonna not rush off like last
Nice.
time. Bro, we got to get to
Nice,
where we got to
nice.
rent like a bus or borrow Derek's van.
All right.
That'd be
Yeah,
sick.
hopefully Daniel can make it this the next year. The baby will be born. Maybe they'll, he'll kind of have figured out by then how to maneuver, taking a few days off. Although it's probably we're probably gonna have to get there a day earlier, right? Because they're doing
Yeah.
that last chance tournament.
It's on Friday.
Oh, is it on Friday? I thought it was on
Yeah, we went.
Thursday.
No,
Okay.
it's Friday.
Yeah.
Friday is
All right,
the
cool.
grand tournament
So
slash
it's
last
just a
chance.
two
No, it's
so it's
so
just a
Friday.
2-day event.
So Friday is the grand tournament, like the last chance qualifier. Then
Yeah.
they're letting in the
Saturday,
top
Sunday.
so many people of that into the next day, which is the
Till
actual
they fill in the
tournament.
number. Okay.
Yeah,
All
and then
right.
Sunday is championship Sunday, like it is last time. So we basically wait for Jared to lose, then we go home.
You don't
You
understand the
never
pressure I feel.
you never know. You never know. They might make a Grogu a lot better. Nick might make it.
Hey, all I want to see is like you guys get further and further, like getting that practice in. Like,
Yeah. I got to get more reps in. I think
yeah,
this next LVO is gonna have to be Commander Vader and something else. The problem for Empire is the something else isn't that great.
what do you think of Vader and the Inquisitors?
I was kicking that idea around too. They're just so expensive. And Vader's very selfish with command cards too. Like he
Yeah.
doesn't want you to play anybody else's but his. That's why Vader Callus was a great like try at the time. That first year, it just didn't perform the way I wanted it to.
Mm.
I tried it
Um
too. It was not great.
it's hard. Like I've learned how to play Callus, and Callus is solid. He's pretty good. He's just not he's in the wrong league. He's like in the wrong sport. He's a football player playing soccer or something, like it's just like you're a great athlete. It's just this isn't the meta for you right now.
He would be
The
better if they gave him impervious.
something, dude. Like he's just I don't know, man. And I get it though. The problem is the contingency is great. The contingency is really good to have. He's just still too expensive for the lethality he has, like,
How expensive
and
is
how
he?
easily he can. What was that?
How expensive is he?
I'll tell you right
He,
now.
he so they gave him that 15. They basically made his staff free, right? They dropped him by 10 points and the staff by 5 or something like that. But he's still not like I don't know for what he does. The problem is Empire just doesn't have a lot of options if you're trying to run like here, let me pull it up right now.
So Callus and just no upgrades, just his bow rifle. He's 90 points.
Yeah, see, it's not the worst. I just don't see. I don't know. I don't know. Again, like it's hard, dude. It's hard. I can't figure out a way to make them work. I don't know, but I also haven't tried them out with the new range troopers yet. Maybe there's a yeah, maybe there's something better that can be done with him. I don't know, man. He's just a weird character. I want him to work so bad. I tried him with Boba last year, right? I did Callus Boba.
Mm.
Um,
You did
and that
good
was
though.
I was gonna say
I did
you got
really good.
farther.
Yeah,
What did
yeah.
you?
That was
What
I did
about
really well with him.
Vader and Callus?
That's what I did the
Yeah, he
first
tried
year.
that.
I did
Oh, the
Vader.
first year.
I did Vader. Yeah, I did Vader, Callus, and 2 Dewbacks, which was good at the time.
Contingencies, you can put Vader's cards in his contingencies, so you can free up some
Yeah, that's what I was
space.
doing.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I was doing. Yeah. So I would put the more situational stuff in contingency, like the force throw one. What is it called?
Vader's might.
Vader's Might. I threw that in contingency, and another one of his. I forgot what it was. It wasn't Darkness Descends. I think it was Master of Evil. No, I think it was Callus's 3-pip.
Oh,
Shit, I
ruthless
don't even remember
tactics.
anymore. Yeah, Ruthless Tactics. I was like, I might not need that. I'd rather have Vader stuff out. The problem is if Vader dies, like, damn, dude, that's
Yeah.
it's a lot to commit. I don't know. Maybe now, like again, maybe if I start getting some more practice with him, with the range troopers out, maybe I can run something like Vader, Callus, 2 dewbacks and range troopers with minimum like bare bone storms, and then have like a range 4 game with the range troopers and the dewbacks with the big gun, the range 4 gun.
The Pintle.
I don't know. Yeah.
Well, why did you do
Thing
that?
with that, I like the idea of the dewbacks being able to be ranged and melee, and they can get there pretty fast. And with Vader, if they're within his bubble, they don't run, like they don't panic,
Yeah.
right? And then if I can pull it off on like my battle deck, I can run rapid reinforcements. I can drop into dewbacks like real fast within like super close range. I don't know, man. Maybe not the dewbacks either. Maybe there's other stuff I can run. I just like the dewbacks a lot. But no, maybe Callus Vader.
I wonder if giving
Callus.
Callus steady would make him good.
He has tactical 1. Steady would be pretty decent. Because he has charge when he's got the it should be steady on the gun,
Charge on the staff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That'd be kind of interesting.
Give them the free flip that the Wookiees have on their battle shield. That might help them.
Something like that would help too. Yeah, because you have to play his command cards to get that free flip to recover.
Yeah, the Wookiees battle shield, you just flip it before you go.
Beginning of the turn, yeah. Yep. Beginning of the turn, you get to do it. Yeah, maybe something like that. I don't know.
CAMG,
again,
we got you.
Right. Well, again, it's just not the meta right now, too. The contingency is cool, but it's probably not doing a whole lot. Maybe Callus with the 2 Inquisitors would probably be a better bet. I'll have to try that out. Especially because again, they have a lot of command cards too. Maybe be able to juggle back and forth between them wouldn't be the worst. Yeah, there's a lot of cool stuff out there. It's just again getting reps with them. I haven't played a single game with range troopers. I got a couple boxes, haven't even opened them up yet. Have you guys had a chance to look or play with any of the new stuff, the commandos or the range troopers yet?
I've played commandos. I just played Delta, and I wasn't able to get a good judge on them just because I played like an idiot. But I want to get my hands on range troopers, and that's crazy. I'm more excited for range troopers than commandos.
Commandos are cool. They just seem like because you get so little models, you're like, all right, that's it. Like they come in such a little box. Like it just doesn't feel like they do a lot.
They're so
range
good.
troopers seem good. Range troopers seem really good.
Commandos definitely a top tier in my opinion because they're so hard to kill. They're definitely your objective piece, and like they contribute so much to the battlefield that you can't ignore them, right? Especially if they get range 2, that's 8 dice coming your way. And if your opponent
it's almost like a heavy unit that you can take 2 of or 3 of.
Yeah, and it's and
you're
like,
right.
Pairing them with Yoda is just that guidance is just so good too.
That's not even seeing good stats though. Like people are running that, and the Yoda commandos aren't getting good stats and like events and stuff.
What kind of pool are you pulling from?
The last event that Dash and them played when they did the team event. Obi,
pool though.
Obi, but those are all the top players. How is that not a good pool?
Because it's a team event, and even if it is like it's, in my opinion, for what they're doing now, defensive tech, they got the best defensive tech in all clones.
Right? Yeah, but that defensive tech was there at that event, and Obi didn't do good, and neither did Yoda.
Still
small. So the next
it's
one
just
coming
hard to
up
tell
is
because we haven't
Lone
had
Star.
any really big regular ones. Yeah, Lone Star might have a better showing. Well, especially because with the last LVO having a clone player win it, you'll see more Republic, hopefully. It's just hard too because at the end of the day, it's always going to be also a what's it called? People like playing Empire. They'll play what they like, right? Which doesn't always mean it's the best. So I don't know. It's hard, man. It's hard.
Yeah, it's like I don't know. I played against the range troopers and the clone commandos. The range troopers, I feel like don't do enough, right? Because they shoot 6 dice at range 4, but you got heavy cover to knock 2 of those down, and then they
range troopers with what's his name? I think is going to be where it's at with dude that hands out aims.
Oh, Veers.
Yep, range trooper and Veers because they'll get the aims off the targeting, and then they'll get the aims from Veers. Like so many aims on that dice pool, like it doesn't matter if you have heavy cover too. You're gonna get a lot through once you get over that heavy cover, and you have the aims to do it.
What kind of dice do they throw?
Black.
Black?
If they're heavy
Black and red.
Yeah, I'll tell you right now. They throw 4 black. If you go with the higher gun, which is the T21A, it's 2 more blacks and 2 whites, so that's a total of 8 dice coming at you at range 4, and it's suppressive. And then you get the impact
Yeah.
gun, which is 1 to 5, which is 2 reds impact.
And then you get their aim from their targeting, whatever, and then you get aims from Veers. Like it's a solid chunk of dice to be throwing
I
at
feel
range 4.
Veers would be a good option. The problem with that is it's very much a supporting. I mean, that's their unit type, right? They're a support unit. You're not gonna kill a lot of stuff with range troopers. I feel they're very much. I think their whole point is to support from further away to whatever you're trying to do in the middle. So you still need to take like a big dude like Vader or a couple double Inquisitors or whatever. Like it's
Yeah,
just
say Veers, Inquisitors, and range troopers.
that's so many points though, man. Already. Um, Yeah, they do have the suppressive, though. You're right about that. And then they have Indomitable, right?
Yep.
They do, yeah.
And
Yeah.
they can spur too, I believe.
Yeah, they can spur and they have 2 courage, right?
They have, yep, 2 courage.
It'd be weird if they had one as a support unit.
It would be weird. It would be really weird. But like,
It's
even
just weird to have guys like that as support.
Clone Commandos, though, like I played with them and I played against them. It's like you don't want to get close because of their damage. Shooting 4 red dice at range 4 with high velocity Pierce 1 is pretty solid.
That's really good.
Yeah, I mean, if
Any
you
clone with Pierce is crazy, dude. And
Mm.
they can take. They're still clones, right? They're not like the Bad Batch where they can't take like
yeah,
the.
they're still
So
close.
yeah, they can just borrow aims and just fuck you over. Damn, dude. Sorry, I cursed. Try not to curse really bad.
So Veers with this is just a layout. Veers with an electro binoculars just so he can give the 3 aims to the range troopers. The range troopers, 3 of them with the 25-point gun. Naked Fifth Brother, Naked Seventh Sister, and 3 naked stormtroopers is
Well, what's the
680
point of running them
points.
naked though? You want the
No.
force
What I'm saying
push.
is,
Oh,
you have 680 points. So you have 20 points to add bells and whistles and stuff
yeah, because
like.
you need the force push and you need the Inquisitors training or whatever it's called. You
So
want
let's see.
Binocs for
That's what I
Veers.
did. So hold on, let me see. So adding force push on both Inquisitors. So adding force push on both Inquisitors, you still have 100 points to spend on because Veer just needs binoculars. So all the
Yeah,
range troopers have their expensive gun, the impact gun. I just did that I did that one because it's a
yeah.
cheaper gun.
Right.
And then you have Fifth Brother with Force Push, Seventh Sister, and then hold on. So we're gonna do this. We'll add Inquisitor's training to both of them. Um, so Inquisitor's training to both of them. You still have 90 points and you
That's
have
not too
naked
bad.
stormtroopers. So literally, you could fill the other slot for the Inquisitors with like seize the initiative. You're only spending another 10 points for both of them. You could do tenacity, which would be 12, and you would still have like almost under 75. You still 75ish points. And upgrades on storms are 20 points, for like the DLT or 24 points for the whatever. Like I'm saying, like just that bare
You
bones,
have options.
you
Yeah, you
have
got
90,
options.
you have without the extra slot upgrade on the Inquisitors, you have 90 points on a 9 activation list. Like I think you can get it done because what you need is already done. The Inquisitors need and they need the training and they need force push. You don't need anything else. Your Veers just needs binoculars. You don't need anything else. Storms, good naked, good with DLTs. You're good. Like you can afford, even if you were to throw 3 DLTs, you have 30 points.
Yeah,
Still.
if you're yeah. So I mean, yeah, there's a good amount of options. And yeah, because even running all that, but with the T21 instead.
And the guy, you can get your little T21 package in there still.
Yeah, with the extra range trooper. That's not too bad then, I
Yeah,
guess.
so let me see.
I'll have to try that out.
So the T21 guy with the specialist puts you at 803. So you're 3 points over if you do that package. So you'll have to, yeah, you'd have to drop a specialist on one of them. But even then, you wouldn't even really need the specialists on all three, because if Veers needs to give them the aim, he can give them the aim. So I mean, I think it has legs. I mean,
Right.
Just
it's
gotta
a,
get those rep in to see what you
That's
like.
a lot of it too. Yeah.
Yeah. Because like if I had to guess right now what I'd be taking, I might do Empire this year for LVO. Just have fun
oof.
with it. So I don't know. And then I could do clones. I just don't want to run the meta at LVO like the experimental droids right now.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I don't
But
know.
what cracks the droids, dude?
Oh, Shadow Collective, definitely.
Yeah.
And then armor for sure if they're not running impact against them. It's
What would
pretty
you run? Shadow Collective. Why don't you do it?
So I could do the
He's already
dodge.
ran it.
Yeah, I could do the dodge spam, the pikes, which were pretty good. And then I could also do the two buses, just put con jams on them and then shove them down the throat. Kind of like what we saw at Worlds. Because that's what I did in our Battle Force, in your Battle Force tournament. I did
Mm-hmm.
my first match against Daniel, who was playing experimental droids. Was I ran two buses and two swoops, and it's pretty much just get there, come out, blast them, and then for the finals, Daniel running against Daniel again. I had pike spam, and it's just soaks up those shots and stuff like that. But with Empire, that's a good question. What would I do with Empire? Just try to take out the experimental droids. Maybe
Because
some.
Rob said he was trying to do range troopers against EXD, and he said it's just they clap back harder than they could
Yeah.
like than the
What
The
troopers.
about
the BXs.
snows with Ion?
You gotta get there, bro.
They're
You
so
gotta
slow is the
get there.
problem.
True, there's no argument with that, but like if there's good line of sight blocking, right? It's
Oh,
possible.
God.
It's possible. But I don't know, man. I don't know what would you
Well, and
do.
again, the problem with Ion is it has to hit. It has to wound.
Mm-hmm.
Right. But
Daniel used Ion against me in our game, and he couldn't get a win to save his life.
what about
Yeah, that's a
what's that Battle Force Tempest Force?
Tempest Force.
oh Tempest Force.
ATSTs, 11
I,
health.
I maybe if you ran three of them, yeah, you'd have to fully commit. Because I played. I remember I was running Tempest Force against Daniel when he was running EXD before everybody cracked them. And yeah, the big problem is the lethality of the. It's hard to kill the commando droids.
Mhm.
Especially because they can kind of shoot you down at range. I don't know. I was also running triple bikes, which I probably wouldn't do this go around. I'd probably just run that third tank or the third ATST. I mean,
Yeah.
so I don't know. I don't know, man. Maybe that Tempest Force is such a weird freaking battle force, dude.
Well, the
But it's
reason why
fun.
it's weird, and I do agree with you that I think it's fun and I want to play it eventually, is because most objectives are trooper unit, and so they just don't contribute to the objective. So now you got to play a Tempest Force list that has to be blue player to play its battle deck, so that way you can have objectives that you can contribute to. Which Tempest Force is expensive already to run, despite not only having two. Like you could squeeze in the third, but you got to sacrifice a lot for it.
Yeah,
Got a moving wall though. There's your line of sight blocking right there.
I know, but for what units you can't run in Tempest Force? You can't run.
Hope he just runs two.
I know, but you can't run. You're running scouts and stormtroopers, and that's it. Like, it's just not enough. Like, if again, if you can run like snowtroopers in there with that ion gun, or if the ATST had an ion gun, would be pretty good too.
Yep.
I don't know, man. It's just a weird. Like, you're right though. It's very much you've got to. It's a kill list, but this game's not a kill them all game. Like,
No.
like you said, you gotta hope you can squeeze your battle deck in and hope you can squeeze maybe three non-trooper objectives in your battle deck, and then that you can get it. I don't
Which
know,
leads,
man.
that's a
Yeah,
good lead into our next segue is hopefully Miniextravaganza will shake it up a bit. And either A, we get new battle cards that do have vehicles that contribute, or fingers crossed, but highly unlikely, we get a rebalance of points.
Yeah, I don't think they do the rebalance of points for extravaganza. That's more of a like November time thing. Like, remember, they usually drop them like November, December, around that time. They'll drop like the rules update point balances.
While we're
I
all at
think it's
work.
just gonna be, yeah, exactly while we're all at work. I Mini extravaganza, from what I've noticed, is exactly what the name is, where it's like we're just showing off cool minis. We probably won't have any rules for them. I mean, this is how we got like a lot of the stuff dropped last year, right? With all the clones and the all that stuff, like showing it off the range troopers, which is awesome. It's cool to see that, but it's one of those like I feel. I mean, damn, dude, they'd have to announce some crazy bonkers off the wall stuff. Because we've already kind of seen a lot of the minis, a lot of the announcements, right? Like we have the Jedi Knights, general dudes rolling up with ARF troopers.
That's gonna be
We've got
so
a lot of that.
sick.
Right. We got the new core set. A lot of people are wondering, is it going to be an official 2.0, right? Like how they did
Mhm.
X-Wing 2.0.
Yeah.
I don't see AMG doing that
Oof.
because they could have done that with MCP with their second core set. I think all they're going to do is how do you say
Print and play the
just make it a
cards.
better deal. What I think it's going to be is it'll probably have a new battle deck, which will be sweet, right? It'll probably have either a refined or enhanced battle deck, right? Where you get more battle deck cards. And I think it's gonna have terrain, like legit terrain, just like Shatterpoint does. So I think if they show off anything cool for the new course, it'll probably be that, right? Like either they'll talk about the minis, the terrain minis, maybe terrain expansions for Legion, maybe a handful of units if that. I got a feeling it's just gonna be, you know how it is. It's easy to just be like, here's 2 or 3 characters, be happy with that.
Yeah.
Um,
Qui-Gon.
yeah, yeah. Everybody wants him so bad. If they did Qui-Gon and Django, I'd be like, "Fuck yeah, dude! Good. This was a win this year."
So I have two questions for you. So one, um, the riot troopers, you're the Empire specialist. Do you think
Yeah,
they're core or do you think they're going to be special forces or some other
I think
thing?
they're gonna be special forces. I think it's a very
Ah,
specialized thing. Yeah, I know, dude. I wish they would fix the Royal Guard, dude. I wish they would fix the IRG because that's a special forces unit that just nobody plays, dude. Like,
What was wrong with them?
um, they just cost too much and they don't do enough.
and
Mhm.
they need
They
Palpatine.
they're kind of they're so if there's a line of cost, right? You got on the left side of the line, um, is stuff that's really good for the points, right? And then you got stuff that's kind of spot on, and then you have the spectrum, right? Of like really good for its points, costed properly, and then just overcosted. You have Death Troopers just slightly a little overcosted, right? Like they're good, they're solid. It's just they're expensive. And then you have Death Guard or IRG that's like just way, way, way further down there. Where it's like, in what situation would you ever run Royal Guard ever? Like, I can't think of anything where you would ever run Royal Guard, like in any meta, any of these lists, unless you want to play it for fun, right? I'm like, I just want to play Palpatine and IRG, like how Rob was doing it initially, right? Like, and
Yeah.
that's fine. I play units that are subpar. I mean, I was just talking about I did my Dubaks and Vader and Callus. Like, I play stuff I like too, but it's just I don't see unless they dramatically change them. I don't see them ever seeing competitive play. It's like Grogu, right? Like somebody would be surprised, like why would they bring Grogu?
Hey,
Like,
Nick's making him competitive.
It's hard, man. It's really hard to balance all these units and everything because, like, the IRG have a role which is Guardian, right? And it's like
yeah,
it costs too much for Guardian. I wonder if like they tweak Guardian aside from Obi-Wan. Let's not bring Obi-Wan into it because he doesn't really. But like, what if they make Guardian to where you actually like automatically block a hit? Like it gives you low profile, right? But it's got to be a commander or some shit like that. Like I don't know. It's just the
it's
roles.
hard, right? It's hard with the
Yeah.
Guardian. Well, especially with IRG. Look at the points they cost, and for however much that point is, probably half of that you can add like esteemed leader,
Mhm.
like to your
You get
dude, and then
yeah.
everyone else can guardian for you. Like, I don't know, it just feels like it's not enough for the points. They're meant to be. I feel like they're crappy. They're like really crappy Magna Guards. Like they're just really crappy Magna Guards. Because the
Well,
Magna Guards have their units, right? But then they also have a rocket launcher
A
and a
whip
whip unit, like the heavy one. The IRG just has their staff guy that
stick.
costs so many points. Yeah, it's got a stick with the electric balls on the end. Like, I don't know. I feel like they don't do so much. And I get it. Like they have to it'd be different if they were really, really good for the amount of points they cost. If you're like, well, I could only afford to run one of them, but dang, they're gonna make a huge difference. But they don't even do that. Like,
So
like I don't
the
know, man.
Yeah, it's like it's a feels bad that you get immune to pierce melee, but you have to take the upgrade to get that. Like you don't get it
Yeah. And
naturally.
then you get blown, away on the way to melee. They move speed two,
Mhm.
but they have range two guns, and they only have charge. They don't have relentless
steady.
or steady.
Yeah. Well,
It's such a weird unit, right?
they have charge.
Yeah,
Well,
that's what
that's what
you're
I'm saying. They
saying.
only
Oh,
have charge.
yeah.
I'm like,
Yeah.
they have charge, but they don't have relentless or steady. Again, Death Troopers are just like a step over for playing hopscotch. They're like one square down of don't do enough for their price. They're really good. They got a lot of really good keywords. They're just expensive enough to where it's like I can't just afford to bring a unit that's going to get killed, easily. I can't. They take one wound and they've instantly lost 25% of their lethality. Like, and wounds they come in pairs. They like to come in groups.
That's true. That's true.
So the next question is with the reveal of the terrain sets, what's your opinion on them, like Legion
I
doing their own
think
terrain with the
stuff
market for third
specifically for
party so big?
Legion.
Yeah.
I think so. What I think it's going to be, Nick and I were actually having this conversation. I think it's going to be really cool. They do such a good job for Crisis Protocol. They do such a good job for Shatterpoint. I think it's going to be amazing terrain. I mean, even their crashed X-wing is amazing. What Rob said though is a great point where it's like it's going to be amazing and it's going to be ultra expensive. It's going to be so freaking pricey
Mhm.
because that X-wing is awesome, but retail on that MSRP is $100, dude. Like, to just be like, here's $100 for stuff that's just going to look pretty on my table and I can play with, I guess. Like it's really hard. It's really hard to do that. Um yeah, no, I'm excited. I'm excited to see what themes they choose, right? I got a inkling it might be Lothal, right? Like a lot of the like almost Tatooine desert huts, right? Because that's
Mhm.
just generic enough to do. It'd be cool to get some Endor style terrain. I just don't think they're gonna do that. There's not enough things besides the trees for them to be like, oh, here's a terrain pack for it. Maybe they'll go more generic and do like a military or city type base, right? Like those types of buildings. That'd be cool to see.
I gotta give it to them,
Um,
though. Like it's a step in the right direction, right? For where
I
they're
agree. I agree.
So
it'd be
I wish the
cool.
Shatterpoint terrain. I'm sorry, was that?
No, go ahead, go ahead.
I wish the Shatterpoint terrain was more playable with Legion. It's nice. It's great terrain. It's clearly made for Shatterpoint because it's all about the elevation. There's only like 3 or 4 pieces in that game that are big enough to like hide behind for Legion because you got units, right? And you got a whole bunch of minis instead of one guy. So it's like that's the only thing I kind of wish they would do. Although they are doing a like a garage, like a little droid workshop thing for Shatterpoint that looks like it'll work for Legion and Shatterpoint. And that looks pretty big and square, right? Which is kind of what Legion likes is big
Yeah.
walking things.
Mhm. It would be super cool is if they came out with that terrain that they're gonna show at Miniextravaganza and it have on it already defined, like, okay, this building's heavy cover.
Rules?
Yeah, like this is light cover. Yeah, pretty much. That'd
You
be
make the rules, Roman. That's the pitch. You decide the terrain.
I wish they would do that. Or I wish with this new core set, right, that they have more of a definition to it. Kind of like how they were doing with the original core set, where it's like this type of terrain, like ruins provide this and are difficult to move through, right? Or a stream or rivers this or water does this. Remember in the initial core set or
Yeah.
initial rules, it had like rules for the terrain types. So if you're like, oh, you're trying to play this as ruins or you're trying to play this as whatever, tall grass or whatever. And it'll tell you like open for this, clear for this, difficult for this. It'd be nice to have that to at least provide some type of structure
yeah.
instead of being like, it's up to you guys. I
Yeah.
mean, that looks like a building, but you can pretend it's a bounce house and just keep on through
Bounce
it.
over it.
Yeah. That's up to you guys.
Yeah, almost there.
This
So
clearly looks like tall grass, but it might be tall grass made out of steel and it's heavy cover.
so the last question for mini extravaganza, Mr. Roman, they said that even though they have shown us everything so far, that there's still a lot to come. Predictions on what you think might come, whether it's a battle force or a unit, and what is the one thing that they would drop that would Roman would be like, I'm buying this unit day one.
Well, I already said it, Django. If they
Django.
do Django, I'll buy it. He'll be one because I sold off all my CIS stuff. So he'd be one that I'd buy just to have the mini for. I mean, I bought the twice the Pride pack for Shatterpoint just for the Django mini. And that was before I heard he was like awesome. I was just like, I want Django Fett. Like, so if they drop Django, I'd be like, all right, auto buy. Because they haven't announced him at all yet, right?
No.
Not even teased.
Would
Why?
would Django be a unit considered for you to actually play CIS? Like actually play him?
Nah.
No?
Nah.
Was there
Nah.
anything that would get you to play a faction that you normally
Is an
don't play?
Empire.
Well, no, I'll play. I play everything but CIS. I have Republic. I have Empire. I have Shadow Collective, and I even just because what I was doing with Separatists or what I'm talking about doing with Jango Fett with Rebels, I was buying all the characters because Rebels is the reverse almost of Empire and Republic, where the Rebel core infantry, all those units, they're kind of boring, right? But the heroes, you want the Luke and the Sabine and the Mando, and you want the, all these different guys, right? You want Han, you want Chewie, you want Leia, you want all the warriors. So I bought all those guys, and then I think I bought 2 core sets. I split 2 core sets and I bought one, and then my buddy wanted to. Oh, Chris Akers had bought a core set and was getting rid of the Rebel half for like $25 or something like that. So I bought that. So I ended up with a Rebel army. I'm like it's just there for when people want to learn to play or whatever. But yeah, I just don't see anything coming out for Separatist outside of Django that would make me, again, even Django doesn't make me want to play. It's because it's not a whole faction. Like I never saw anything that Separatists had that I was like, oh, that'd be really cool to play a whole army of, right? I'm trying to think. Republic, I'm pretty close to cracking out again. I really want to play Shadow Collective though. I really want to find a way to make Mandalorians work.
Oh yeah.
They're cool. I just don't see consistency in them, like in the sense of like I'm gonna do really good every game. It's like, no, I can lose a few minis in each of these units, and I'm kind of it's kind of the same thing that the Death Troopers have going on, where it's like, yeah, as soon as you lose a guy and they only have 1 wound, as soon as you lose a guy, you feel it really fast. But they're fast and mobile, I guess, right? So there's a different play style, very waspy, I guess, right? Like they're easy to swap, but they sting hard and they fly fast. But nah, dude, I just don't see myself playing Separatist at all. I like the models though, dude. Again, like I liked my Grievous. I sculpted him really cool, made him look a lot more like menacing before I sold him. I'll buy Django, build him, paint him, just have him chilling. Yeah, I'm trying to think like, yeah, Django's probably my biggest want. What would be something that I think? So just out there, outlandish stuff. Because I don't think Django is an outlandish ask, right? Like if we have in the Clone Wars, if we have Darth Maul already, how come Django isn't out there? Like Django is in literally Attack of the Clones. Like
I think
it just doesn't make sense.
I think they did it. I mean, this is obviously FFG days. Like the popularity, and like obviously Darth Maul's one of the popular guys. But
I get that.
I
But
think
Django's ultra popular too.
Django's popular.
well, what I'm saying is like now
Yeah,
that
dude.
AMG's got it, AMG is more or less doing what Disney wants them to do. Like, hey, we're coming out with this, make this unit. Like, okay, here's Sabine, or here's Ahsoka with Sabine's card,
Right.
stuff like that. Because yeah, we got Mando, we got I don't know, just that stuff.
Yeah, they've already announced the Rebels crew, right? That'd be another one that I really want. I'm trying to think something that's not announced yet that would be fun or cool, or that's out there, right? That's like they'd never do this. I never thought they'd do Delta Squad. Not gonna lie, I never thought they'd do Delta Squad because they're so cagey about the old EU stuff, and that was video games and novels were super EU, right? Like it was so far out of Disney's reach, so it's crazy to get them. Actually, I would like to see more scum and villainy stuff with like Kira would be sick.
Yeah.
With Crimson Dawn, get actual Crimson Dawn units because we need something for the mercenaries to play besides Shadow Collective. It can't be just Shadow Collective.
Yeah.
So let's go on that route then, right? Get Kira, Shadow or Crimson Dawn. We need the rest of the bounty hunter boys, right? We need Dangar. We need freaking Forlom and Zuckus. Forlom and Zuckus can be their own packs, like their own double pack, how they did the Inquisitors and the IG droids. You can do Forlom Zuckus, and then you can do like Dangar on his own, I guess, right? For some reason, I don't know. That'd be a weird model to come out with. But you can have more bounty hunters. You can have stuff like more of the gangs. I guess they already did the Swoop Bite gang, right?
The Vespa gang.
the Vespa game, the mods, that'd be kind of fun. But yeah, Crimson Dawn I think would be really good, especially because if you read the Marvel comics, like the War of the Bounty Hunters, when Crimson Dawn came back, like with Kira, and when she was sending out the invitation for the auction of the Han Solo carbonite slab, like there's a book called Bounty Hunters that deals with all the scum and villainy guys, and that like little cast of the novel or the comics was a bunch of like, mercenaries, gangsters, bounty hunters. And there's half of them that are older guys and half of them that are like young teenagers, right? Upstarts. When Crimson Dawn came back and they like fought with them and then they took off, the young guys were like, "Who the hell are these dudes?" And then the older guys were clearly shaking. They're like, "Oh crap, it's Crimson Dawn. They're back and they're like active in the galaxy." And they're like, "What are you talking about?" I was like, "Oh, Crimson Dawn's evil. Like they'll kidnap your family. Like they'll just do really underhanded stuff where it's like, yeah, you don't mess with Crimson Dawn. Like, oh shoot, the galaxy just got scary that they're back now. So it'd be cool to see stuff like that, right? Like, because yeah, I feel really bad with the Shadow Collectives or the mercenary factions. Is you play Shadow Collective or nothing. Like, there's no um uh, what are they
I
called?
know
The what
Ewoks,
was that?
Bright Tree. Is that what
Oh,
you're talking about?
Ewoks. Yeah, yeah. Ewoks is the same boat too. It's like they're just a straight up arm like mercenary. Like they're just their own battle force.
I,
Another one that
I was gonna say was
go ahead.
I know what would get you excited. Like if they announced it, a Mandalorian battle force where you could play.
So I was about to say Clan Saxon. If they did Clan Saxon for
Super,
Empire,
super
that would be
Commandos.
baller, dude.
You guys
Yeah.
got you guys got Moth. They just did stuff like that. So bring Super Commandos. Even if they don't bring Saxons, Super Commandos. He
Well,
had them
I
in,
think if
would
they
like to
Mando
did
season
see,
3.
what I would like to see is that you could bring the Rebel Mandalorians and then the Shadow Collective Mandalorians, and then come out with the third, like Clan
do the
Saxon, like
Clan
you said.
Saxon.
Yeah, and then just make a battle force around them. Like, oh, here's how you can have rebels and empires all together. They're
You
just
could
fighting.
add Mando and
Yeah.
Sabine.
Yeah, yeah,
We'll
man.
do another one would be cool too is Bo-Katan. We haven't seen Bo-Katan in the Night Owls, right?
Yeah,
So
That'd be good.
if they did a how would that come out though? It'd be cool if they did like a Mandalorian like double way. Remember back in the day when they used to mirror stuff, right?
We were talking about that
So
last podcast.
yeah. So it would be cool if they did like Clan Saxon slash, because you know how it's always like, Mandalorian Resistance slash Clan Ren, right? So they did Clan Saxon slash Mandalorian Super Commandos Empire slash like whatever Fringe or whatever, like slash mercenary. And then if they did Mandalorian, freedom fighters or whatever slash night owls would be cool. So that we can have like your name characters and then your generic ones. They need to fix Ursa and Tristan in Clan Ren to be able to go into other units, just like Inferno Squad does. I think that would help a lot. But yeah, to do a Mandalore United, you have to run either Bo-Katan or Mando, and they have to take the dark saber, right? Like that'd be one of the
You could
things, one
also
of the
play
rules.
Maul in that, right? Because Maul was leading Death Watch at the
Yeah,
time.
yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
yeah. Yeah.
That'd be wild Maul and just an army of freaking
I see.
Mandalorians.
I know. I think that would be dope just to see a bunch of Mandalorians all together in just an army. Like, can you beat all this Mandalorian armor? Like, I think.
If even if you did wrap your Mandalorians, right? Like maybe Mandalorian foundlings, right? Do like a foundling unit where it's like they just got the helmet. Maybe the heavy weapon guy's got a gun and then like an extra shoulder pauldron or whatever. Like just not a whole lot of extra armor, so they're not as tanky, they're not as expensive,
You could
but you
even
still
drop
got guys that
Paz,
share keywords. Yeah, Paz Vizsla would be sick too.
like a super
The big
roided
boy.
out Z6, like shoots black dice.
Right. I'm trying to think though. Yeah, besides that, so we have that. Yeah, we got the Ghost Crew. Um, I'm trying to think something Gungans, dude. Like they've been saying Gungans forever. I think Gungans for Republic would be a good
That's
good
what
core
beats
option.
EXD, the Bombas.
Just have a little mobile
Just a
shield.
little.
That'd be cool.
Yeah, the mobile shield. That'll cancel out the BXs.
There you go. You have to be within the shield, right, to shoot, so nothing outside of range 3. That'd be wild.
Yeah, hell yeah.
Um, dude, I'm so dumbfounded that they're making the aquatic robots, like the aquatic droids.
Aqua
That's
droids.
so weird.
Bro, and they're gonna be
Yeah.
big,
Well,
dude. They're supposed to be
Yeah.
what do you
big.
make at this point?
Well, that's what I'm saying though. Is like, I'm just so like, why? Well, there's plenty of other cool droids they can do. They can do the little crab droids.
They are.
They are
Dude, I don't know how they've gotten away with not making a Hellfire droid yet.
the
Like that's not
size.
even that big. No, it's not even that big though, dude. Like the wheels are big, the rest of it's small, but you can easily make it where, it's a what,
Like
an
the snow
arc
speeder.
that's flat. Yeah, like just make it like, yeah, dude, it's so weird. It's so weird that we haven't gotten that yet as like a big imposing like thing. Um, yeah, I'm trying to think. Yeah, they don't have a whole lot of other options though. That's what we need to come out with. You know what I would really like to see actually, now that I'm bringing it up, we've talked about it in the past. I'd be really surprised and really happy if they made a core upgrade too. If we got snow trooper upgrades,
Hmm.
fleet trooper upgrades, B2 upgrades, and phase 2 upgrades, where you got 2 new heavy weapons, 2 new specialists, just stuff like that.
Get
Maybe
the
a snow
jetpacks for
like,
the B2s.
yeah, yeah, just little stuff like that where it's like, oh, it'll yeah, imagine the B2s with that like a specialist that gives them speed 2, right? This is the jetpack guy or whatever,
Jump 2.
it quote unquote, yeah, it's just because B2s are speed 1, right? Or are
No,
they
No, there's
speed
speed 2.
2?
There's speed 2.
Okay,
No, because
okay, so it would be too
because
bad then.
in one
They're
of the video games they have jetpack B2s
Yeah, they
have
do.
rockets.
Well, they have jetpack clones too. So it'd be cool to get stuff like that where it's like, oh yeah, your units get whatever. Like you just need more options. It'd be cool to also get a generic leader for all these guys that's more themed with those core options, right? To get like a snow trooper commander unit, more themed off of that. It'd be cool to get like you can either run the stormtrooper commander unit as a unit itself, or just make it an upgrade like they did with the stormtrooper captain, right? So to get a snow trooper captain that you can put on your unit, that maybe it raises your courage by 1 and it gives you spur. How
That'd
playable
be
would that make
sick.
snow troopers?
Yep.
That'd be
Where it's like you
sick.
can spur at least once without worrying about panicking. You become instantly more playable, be able to move range 2 or speed 2 and have a range 3 gun or your flamethrower. Like there's just so much stuff you could do. I would love to see that at Mini Extravaganza.
Yeah.
Don't think it'll happen, right? Like they would have done it by now if they wanted to.
But new
But yeah, dude,
plastics
me and a
coming
lot of
out, so
who knows, right? Who knows? I'm excited for that too. I'm really excited for the new plastic kits because I want my taller stormtroopers to match, with my ones that I got right now. Yeah, what about you guys? What is something that you guys are looking for, like, or that you really want to see at the Mini Extravaganza?
Honestly, I want to see more CIS stuff, but I kind of get it. Like, what else more can you do that they have? Like, I feel like they've done everything aside from the big stuff, like the Hellfire, the big old spider that shoots a beam and everything. Uh,
Yeah. Well, I think a lot of it too is you start running into the problem of is all hero characters, right? Because besides Django, you can also come out with Dirge. I guess you can do the IG Lancer droids. I've always said that. That'd be
yeah,
cool to bring out
yeah.
IG Lancer droids, the little speeder bikes with the IG droids on there. So that'd be cool. Bring out some of that stuff. I guess, I can do something like that. Um, yeah, but yeah, there's not a lot you can do. Even with the Republic, dude, Republic's doesn't have a whole lot left besides its characters. Like we're kind of reaching the
the cycle.
end of the tracks. Yeah, the end of the tracks
Which
for
which makes
like
me
for
think
sure this
like
would come out.
why that's why they're coming out with more Empire stuff, and is because like right now in Star Wars it's all about like the remnants of Empire, and they're showing off all these cool little units, and like that's what everybody loves, right? So there's more stuff to work with as opposed to
Right. There's a bigger Lego set, for lack of a
yeah.
better term, right? You got more pieces to kind of put together.
I would like to
Um,
see Savage Press either in the Shadow Collective or in CIS, and then the Night Sisters. Like I think that'd be fun as
Yeah,
well.
Night Sisters would be a good unit to bring out. Man, I'm trying to think for CIS what else they can do. I mean, they had a bunch of weird aliens that were on their side too, right? Like it was a confederate of independent states. You can come out with guys like Newt Gunray. You can come out with stuff like that. You can start doing. I've talked about it in the past. But you can start doing like mounted characters where you just treat it kind of like embark disembark, with their vehicles, right? So you can have Maul on his little bike. You can have the little swoop bikes that the Lancer droids are on. You can have Obi-Wan on his little
Lizard.
feather lizard thing.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, that'd be interesting.
so for me, I've been asking every year, never haven't seen it, so highly unlikely. I want to see Qui-Gon with apprentice Obi-Wan detachment. And then I want to see Gungans in the game would be awesome, but I would want to see an actual Gungan like faction.
I don't think that'll happen.
We used to have a
They'd be
grand
treated like
army.
Ewoks.
We used to have a grand army. That's all I'm gonna say.
That's
And
cool,
then,
man. But yeah, but look who's saying it.
and then and then the last two that I'm gonna say, one of them I think
Kit
has
Fisto would be sick.
one of them has a big chance of coming out, I think, and the other one
Galactic Marines.
I think is just gonna be like like this is what you do if you want to have like an explosion. Is I want to see Thrawn in the game as a support commander.
Thrawn.
Give him give him contingencies like 6 or some dumb number, and then give him like I don't know some kind of support option like giving out hella dodges or hella aim, some just full on support. And then lastly, I want them to probably not this year because they're doing the new plastic, but I want to see resistance and First order.
Yeah, that's definitely a route they can start going down. They did that with X-Wing, where they first just came out as options for the Empire, right? Like you can splash this on, and then maybe later on they do it as a battle force, and then when they have enough units, they're like, no, this is own faction now. Like you can just play them as their own thing. It's just resistance. Like what units does the resistance have, right? Besides your hero characters.
They have X-Wing fighter pilots.
Okay. Well, where are the Rebel X-Wing fighter pilots, right? Like,
I don't know. I know it's a tall ask. I just think that it would give them more space to do different things. And I think that I wouldn't necessarily want to see Resistance like be a better Rebel faction, but with a new space to create stuff, it would be like the better Rebel option that they could actually make better Rebel stuff. Like it's not the Rebels, but you could still play Rebels. Like you could play Old Man Luke, you could play Old Leia, Old Han, Chewie. Those units are still running around helping that little faction out.
yeah, it would definitely become like a battle force, right? Like it would become like, hey, you've
Yeah.
got these hero characters, but because I can't think again, what would it be? Resistance trooper, resistance fleet trooper. Like you don't really see a whole lot of guys running around on the ground. It was very space oriented, very like these are the boots on the ground are all the main characters that are definitely not gonna die. So yeah, no, but I definitely think that would be a good direction to take it as well. I mean, there's so many routes you can go with all the new shows and stuff that have come out. And even the Clone Wars era stuff, there's so much they can do. I know droids is a little bit harder, but you can if you squeeze that nut, you can get a little bit more juice out of it. You'll find something.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure they'll come up with something because how is that? I would never thought they would come up with Rebel Super Cells or Riot Troopers. Like,
dude, that's so random. Yeah,
right. It's so
range troopers. Yeah,
but yeah, I feel like they'll figure it out. They'll come out with something. They'll make it work.
Well, the Aqua ones are so weird. That's a random one of all of all things to come out with. I was just like, why these guys before like any other cooler ones? But they're I guess they got to reserve some of the cooler stuff later because then you'd just be asking these questions later on, right? You come out with the cooler droid stuff, and then later on it's like, oh, they're coming out with the Aqua stuff. Man, they're really grasping at straws now.
Watch them be super freaking broken though.
Oh yeah, dude, I believe it.
Because I was telling JR,
barring the Genosians, droid stuff's usually pretty strong when it releases. Like what the fuck are they called? The little the segways, the dang, I hate forgetting names. I just haven't seen them playing in forever. But the little droids on the segways, the hover segways, what are they called?
Oh, they're right here. The bike B ones. What
are they called?
Steps?
JR,
Steps. There you go.
Oh, I was like, wait a minute. What are you going to talk about? I was like, oh, Steps. You're going to talk about the Steps.
Yeah, Steps are pretty good when they came out. And then they were followed by an even better DSD. I think the only two dead on arrival units have been B2s and Genosians. And even now B2s are making a comeback because of EXD, right?
Yeah.
If they made a Genosian battle force, I think that would change it a lot.
So
I just don't know what they do.
I was telling JR because the ARF troopers are coming with the mini Jedi. Bro,
Yeah,
those ARF troopers are either gonna be impervious or immune to pierce because the Jedi's in there.
maybe. Or maybe it'll give something like you can tap the Jedi upgrader or whatever. You can tap an upgrade or whatever to have immune pierce for this shot or whatever, this dice pool. Something like that. You know, because they're not super badass Jedi, right? Like they're not like
Nah, they're scrubs for sure.
you're like they're rolling around with ARFs, bro. What do you think's
They-
gonna happen? But we still haven't seen Galactic Marines, right? The dudes with the purple skirts, that jump in. We still haven't seen Kia D Mundi. We haven't
the
seen
Sentinel guards.
Mace Windu.
Yeah.
Where's
I
Mace?
feel like Republic can come out with a lot of things because it was fleshed out more.
Yeah,
Right, the-
I
yeah,
feel like CIS is in this boat with the Rebels. It's just like when Rebels came out with the AA5, who would have thought that thing was a thing until it came out?
yeah.
You know? So
Its only appearance was a video game, a mobile video game.
Yeah.
really, that's where they got it from?
It's a mobile video game that got discontinued or they stopped making it.
Hey, I'm about to go look for all kinds of battle droids now just to see what, like, I heard about the B3 super battle droid that like even Jedi's feared, and like maybe they can make that. Who knows?
Well, dude, the battle droid that Jedi feared was the destroyer droid, the droidicas.
I
And they don't
know. I
and they don't
know.
do anything.
I know. I am with you on that one. I'm like, what's going on here? It should
What
be
other
a free
characters can they
action.
do though?
Well, they were saying like you could do Gunray, like it could be a commander or supporting character,
Yeah,
right?
super support, yeah.
Yeah, you could do that shark
Do you-
guy, right?
Yeah, the with your water droids, your water. You know who they could do is the Mustafar guys. They had them in Star Wars miniatures, but they're like they got jetpacks and guns. They're on Mustafar because that was a CIS planet.
Mhm.
And they had like little dudes. You could do them. I just forget what their name was. I think they're Nemodians. I think they're the same race as like Newt Gunray and them. But you can do them. Like they got like cool little alien guys that you can do. Again, they have a bunch of alien like armies or whatever, like planets that were part of it. I just again, you'd have to do some digging for that one.
Yeah, yeah. Well, I mean, apparently they're going to mobile games for units, so it's possible.
I know, man. Dirge would be sick. That's another CIS
Third would be sick. Yeah,
release I would buy. I would buy Dirge. I would buy Django. I
Mhm.
would maybe even buy IG Lancer droids if they did IG Lancer droids. I
That'd
don't
be
think I'd
sick.
buy anything else. I can't think of anything. Oh, well, I guess they can do like CIS can get access to like the Clan Vizsla, Death Watch kind of guys, before they were the super commandos from Maul. You can
Mhm.
probably do some of those guys. Maybe that'd be a stretch, but I don't know, man. They're already kind of stretching.
They say balls in CIS. That's a stretch in itself.
I know, yeah,
Yeah.
that's so random.
So,
Like when was he ever out in an active role fighting with droids and stuff? Like
right? He just made
he
an
was in a
appearance with them, and they're just like, okay, yeah, you got him.
they probably didn't even know that he was with them either. Like
The battle of
Who's
the
this guy?
like, wow, look at that Jedi. Yeah. Like, why does he have clearance to get on here? Should we shoot him? Probably not. Yeah, he just
Yeah.
rolled up on a little weird bike, tried to run over a little
A
kid.
little kid.
and-
Yo,
I guarantee you that's why they don't do Qui-Gon is because like Qui-Gon never appeared with any clone trooper. So they're just like when they're talking about building anything in the Republic, it's like, Qui-Gon never really been around a clone trooper, right? So yeah.
Maybe if they do again, if they bust out Gungans, they do Gungan Battle Force. Maybe you could just do a Battle for Naboo Battle Force, like an actual one for Republic, and it'll have Gungans, it'll have Qui-Gon, it'll have like all these characters and stuff. That's another one for Rebels. It just sucks for Rebels. It's just characters really you can pull out because Ben Kenobi or Old Man Obi would be cool.
Well, what's funny is
just kinda mad.
now that you say that, like if you really think about it, Rebels troopers, then they had Rebel veterans. It's like they just changed the
They-
name. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
they're the same as Rebel Troopers, but they've had a little more experience.
Yeah.
and they're from
So-
Ice Planet.
I guess they just
and,
changed.
and even the fleet troopers are just them with different helmets and guns.
They were
Like,
only in the
it's still
first-
rebel.
They were only in episode 4, right? Before
Yeah,
Rogue
they got
One.
fucked up
That was their only claim to fame. They got tore up.
by Vader. Yeah.
So we
Well,
can
there's
just, we
that,
can
and
do
then
anything.
Battlefront they were into. They were like because they're basically the Rebel Marines, so they'd be out in the spaceships just um and I think that's kind of it that I can think of off the top of my head, right? For mini extravaganza, I hope for a lot of cool stuff. I hope for rule stuff. I don't know if we'll get it. Maybe they'll flesh out some stuff they've already announced. Maybe they'll show off a little bit more of what comes in the new core set. Maybe, right? Maybe we'll get 2 or 3 new announcements. That's kind of it for me that I'm thinking that'll reasonably happen. I think we're gonna get a boatload of Shatterpoint and Crisis Protocol stuff for sure.
I got a Shatterpoint,
And then
please.
Well, let's wrap this up, guys. Roman, thank you for your input on what you think of Miniextravaganza. And I'm really hoping for a good turnout. Like, I'm really hoping for a lot of new stuff, cool stuff that gets us excited for Legion. And I'm excited for VetFest. That's gonna be fun. Before we
Yeah.
go though, I know Jose's got some real questions. So hit us up, man.
Yes, some fast ones. So here we go. The first one is from Makias. It says, "You serve your master well in the Clone Commandos." He says, "Hello there. How does Luke Skywalker command card you serve your master well interact with priority mission tokens? A situation arose yesterday, and we weren't sure of how the interaction should play out. We'll call the Luke player, player A, and the clone player, player B, for the example. Player A uses Server Master well on player B's clone commandos and has them shoot another of player B's units within range 1 of player B's priority mission tokens. So the commandos have been served. They're shooting their own unit in their army, and it's by their mission token. Okay. The question is, for this attack, does the unit count as an enemy for the purposes of priority mission token? And does that unit gain critical 2? Or because it's not an enemy unit, it doesn't trigger critical 2?
So let me read Serve Your Master well.
Okay.
Choose a friendly non-commander, non-operative trooper unit at range 1, or a suppressed enemy non-commander, non-operative trooper unit at range 1. Perform 1 free move or attack action with that unit. If it is an enemy unit, it can attack and start melee with other enemy units.
It's still considered enemy unit then, so it doesn't become a friendly unit to you.
Right.
Is what I would say, right?
Yeah, I would agree with you on that. So like, if I'm shooting some clone commandos with another clone commando, and they're both on their priority tokens, I would assume that the one that's shooting will not get the
benefit,
critical,
right?
Yeah, not get the benefit, but the receiving end of that shot would get the benefit.
So
so how does the critical the mission token work then on the defensive side? What's the wording on that, or how does that work?
You get surge to defend if you're within range 1 and you're getting shot at. So the defender still gets a roll.
Okay.
Yeah. That's what.
Right. It's not saying if you're attacked by an enemy, which it just says when you're being attacked. Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
So Seth here says, when a unit with complete the mission keywords attacks an enemy unit at range 1 of a friendly priority mission token, the attacking units gains critical 2. But as the clone commandos are not attacking an enemy to them, they will not benefit from the priority mission near the defending unit. So because they're in the same faction, they're still not considered an enemy. You're shooting your friendly unit with a friendly unit, so it would not trigger that token.
So you get the critical 2, but you don't get the surge to defend.
No, you don't get nothing. The token is because it's not considered an enemy unit. You're shooting a friendly to a friendly.
So even on the defensive side, you wouldn't get it?
Yep, nothing.
Dang.
Wow. So you don't get the critical 2.
No. Oh, these mission tokens are stupid. All right, so the next one is flipping a card with reconfigure keyword. This is from Mayakis as well. He says, looking at the DC-17 modular configuration armament card, which is the gun for the commandos, it allows the card to be flipped at the start of each turn. I noticed that it also has reconfigure keyword, which states a player may ready and flip an upgrade card that has the reconfigure keyword at the same time. Reading that, it implies that the card has the reconfigure keyword. When I flip it at the start of the turn, can I ready it as well? So he's used the weapon, it's exhausted. He's saying when he reconfigures it, does it go back to being readied? He said which makes sense as they are changing the attachment to a different one using a different ammunition. So he's saying that the caliber of bullet's changing. So does the card ready when you reconfigure it, or does it
So
stay costed?
what's the wording for
Reconfig.
here, hold on. For their weapon. I'm sorry. I haven't played a whole
Like
lot of
commandos,
commandos, yeah. So they're under which we'll call it.
special
So
forces.
this is what reconfig says. Oh, where'd it go? The reconfig keyword allows a dual-sided upgrade card to be flipped to another side. When a unit equipped with an upgrade card that has the reconfig keyword recovers or performs a recover action, the player that controls that unit may flip that upgrade card to a different side. So I'm gonna say if you recover and you
It
reconfig
allows you to flip it and it
and it's
stands
ready,
because
but
already that's what it's doing.
yeah, but if it's going off of what it says on the card, which says at the start of the unit's activation, it may flip this card even if it is exhausted. So in that case, if you did it that way at the start of its activation, it wouldn't ready because it's not considered a reconfig.
Yeah, because you're not recovering.
Right.
Yeah, and that's basically the premise. He says the player may not ready an upgrade card without recovering. The text on the DC-17 only allows the card to be flipped at the start of the unit's activation. It does not ready it.
Yeah,
So
that's what I
good.
kind of figured.
Yeah, good to know. I was just telling Jared like some of these rules are cool because they're like new players type
Yeah.
rule, but they're also a new unit. So the next one is by Vangface. Final round and step clarification. Going into Vetfest, I thought this is just a cool one. For the final round of a game, do you complete all phase steps before moving on to end of the game victory conditions? In particular, promoting new trooper unit to commander.
No. So what do you say? Let's say I killed Vader on turn 6, and then do you get to promote before the game ends?
Well, he's asking, do the phases still happen? Like, do the cleanup phase, this and that? Because isn't it during cleanup phase where you promote?
I thought it was at the start of the next phase, like the start of the next turn. I guess. I don't want to go searching through the rule book.
So no.
I'm gonna
I know,
say you don't get to promote. No, I'm gonna go with that just because I'm lazy and I want to look at the rule book.
I'm gonna say yes.
So Seth says generally
Uh,
victory points are scored at the end of the round. This is indeed following all steps of the end phase, including update, order, pull, and promote step. So short answer is yes and yes.
Why would that matter though?
No
I think
clue.
in an instance, yeah, I have no clue. I think in an instance where it might matter is if you somehow had like a Courage 3 unit and it killed like your Courage 2 leader. You want to make sure units aren't panicked for when checking for scoring victory points, maybe.
Yeah,
Is the
because you
only
still
reason
clean
I
up
can
and
think of
everything.
where I think it would matter.
Yeah, yeah.
Other than that, it's like, yeah, like it says, like, who cares? Like the game's done. That's the only instance I can think of it mattering at right now.
Who cares? I want to go home and sleep. This is the 4th round.
Right.
All right, so the next one is Clone Commandos DC-17. When using the sniper config, does lethal 1 stack? So I have 4 commandos using the weapon. It becomes lethal 4 question mark.
No.
Because lethal is on the unit card, isn't it? Or is it on the weapon?
It's on
It's
the
on
weapon.
the weapon.
Okay, never mind then. I thought it would, but I guess not.
Yeah, so Seth says, as stated on the DC-17, while one or more of these weapons is in an attack pool, the attack pool gains lethal 1. Having more than one sniper config in an attack pool does not apply further lethal. So no, I think he's thinking of it as like, in Legion we see like keyword
Impact,
and 1.
Pierce.
And so the general consensus is it stacks, but it makes sense that it wouldn't, because we have instances in the game like the ion grenade where even though it has ion 1, we know that doesn't stack.
Yeah,
Which is dumb.
I guess that would be something that they would have to think about, right? Like, why couldn't they just say
Suppressive doesn't stack.
yeah, why couldn't they just say ion or lethal? Why they have to put a 1 next to it, right? Unless there may be
Yeah.
future plans of doing Ion 2 or Lethal 2, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah. So the last one that I found is about the dreaded experimental droids and orbital strike clarification. So this is by Radiant Flux Gaming. He says, I've seen multiple instances of the experimental droid battle force surge tokens being used to augment the 2-pip orbital strike command card attack. In those instances, the commander, a super tactical droid, was the initiator of the orbital strike. The Battle Force Guide states that a core, special forces, or support unit may spend surges. In summary, can the experimental droid surges be spent to improve orbital strike dice pool? So he's saying that he has instances where the super attack is augmenting the dice with those surge tokens, but the rules say that it's only core, special forces, or support. So he wants to know if that's the correct thing that's happening of the super attack using the surges to alter his orbital strike.
For the commander?
Yeah.
No, you can't.
So Seth says the super tactical droid may not spend a surge token to perform the experimental droid's battle force's unique free action, and it's not a special forces corps to support unit with the AI keyword. So dude was getting bamboozled. Could you imagine that orbital strike? Let me re-roll these dice, boy.
Yeah, 6 dice. Like, oh my god. You can re-roll the orbital strike if you had your own name.
But
Yeah.
yeah, but
If you do-
modding
Yeah, like giving it 2 more dice, so having a 6 dice, no cover shot, could be pretty
like
brutal.
like they're not
That'd be
busted
wild.
already.
Yeah, yeah.
That orbital strike followed by a BX range pull.
hmm
That unit's gone.
Yeah, that'd be
You know what we
that'd
need
be
to
fun.
ask one of these days? Remember when we were playing JR with the beam? We need to ask that question with the beam Pierce.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
There's a beam pierce?
No, I guess I'm trying to remember is that it wasn't a Pierce, it was observation, wasn't it?
Yes, that's what it was. Yeah.
Yeah,
I
because like
think
what
so.
yeah, I'm trying to remember what I did too. That's
It
why I
was something
didn't-
like, does the one observation token let you reroll for all the attacks on the beam? I
yeah,
think is what it was, right? Or it gave you something extra. I forgot what it was
because
already.
it was Cody and I observed twice. Oh no, I know. Okay, let me pull it up. I remember now. I remember now. I just gotta pull up the card to remember.
Take it to the forums. Let's put a Legion Lad post on there.
Take it to the forums. Clone, where's Cody? So Cody has a command card that says,
He has 2 that lets him perform it twice.
yeah. So his bring it down one says, during his activation, Clone Commander may perform up to his free action is up to 2 times. When a friendly unit declares an attack against an enemy unit that has an observation token, you may spend that token. If you do, the attack gains suppressive. And so my thought process is okay, I gave 2 of your storms or something observation tokens. Then I shot with the ISP, and the first attack, I spin one of them to make it suppressive. And then when I beam, can I spin another observation to make it a suppressive as
No,
well? What?
no, you were saying does that one
Oh, yeah.
instance of spending
Yeah.
the observation make all the other attacks suppressive as well? Because it's based
Yeah.
off of the same attack.
Yeah, that's what it was. That's exactly what it was. That's what we need to find out because I was unsure because I technically spent it to make the attack suppressive. So, and the attack is still going on with the beams.
Yeah.
Yeah, but they're
I-
separate attacks against separate units.
Yeah, that's, I guess,
That'd be crazy.
yeah.
It'd be crazy if you could to be able to
Yeah.
get
You gotta
the...
ask, bro. You
I
gotta
do gotta- I
ask.
do gotta ask.
Well,
No, because
I
it
just-
came and went. Yeah.
Because you're right. You're right. They're technically 3 separate attacks, 3 separate dice pools, but it's the same attack from the same unit. I don't know. We'll have to figure that out. I'll have to ask in the rules. We'll see.
That was just one of those things like, how did this come up? Like,
Yeah,
the JR
yeah.
thing.
It's like, wait a minute, can't I do this? Can I not do this? That'd be cool if I can.
and then did we find out if you spend the observation token, do you still get to roll the 1 dice, or are you doing the bonus effect in lieu of rolling the 1 dice?
I think we figured it out when we read it. If I'm not mistaken, it says
You spend the surge you spend the observation token to make it suppressive. I don't think you get the.
Yeah, and enemy
You
unit.
don't
that
get
has
it.
you don't get the
observation,
reroll.
you
It's
get
one or
So
the
you're doing
other.
that instead of okay.
Cause like, what is duelist, right? Let me see what duelist says.
Duelist is you spend a dodge to block to make yourself immune pierce, but you still get the effects of the dodge token, if I'm correct.
Yeah,
And I
so here it is. I got it right here. You gain duelist while performing a melee attack. If you spend an aim token, gain pierce 1. While defending against a melee attack, if you spend a dodge token, gain. So let's say if you spend it, then you gain the added keyword. So I think you're right on that one, Roman. Is that you're technically spending the token to gain the keyword.
Not when you spend or when you, because the deflect is like that, right? Where when you spend a whatever
you get the dodge, still,
dodge.
though.
That's what I'm saying. So it's like
Yeah, I guess
Yeah.
it's
you're
interesting.
right.
I guess it
No, it's when you spend it. But the difference is the observation token. I remember that question in the forums a while ago. You're spending it specifically for that.
I don't know,
yeah, I
man.
know on that observation one.
I don't
Yeah,
know.
that
observation
observation one, it
tokens
does
are
say
different than aims, dude.
But like now that I'm reading it, like it says if you spend the token, if you do, the attack gains suppressive.
Yeah, but it's two separate attacks off of a beam.
Are
It's
you
an
sure there's a
individual.
ruling
No.
on there? In the
Yeah,
questions? Yeah.
for beam there is, because it's a separate attack. I thought what you were gonna ask is if you can modify like the other two attacks with the observation token. I can see that happening.
Yeah, no.
Like if you observe the other two guys too, then yeah, that way, yeah.
I don't know, man. We're gonna have to.
There's a lot of
It's
rules.
funny.
See, this one instance had like multiple rules come up.
Well, because funny enough, a
Pull
lot
that
of
up. Pull
people.
that up next time, Jose.
Yeah, I'll look
Yeah.
for it.
Both rulings of what we're trying to figure out.
Because funny enough, people don't think about this when they use beam. Is that beam is 4 to infinite. So if you beam something at 4, you hit it at 4. If the things you're trying to beam are in 3, you can't beam to them. All units that are getting, yes, it's ruled that way. All units getting
Are you
hit by
sure?
beam, yes.
Pull it up.
All units getting hit by beam have to be at that range.
Pull it up.
All right.
I'm sussing you right now.
Let's see if I can do it. Because the podcast hasn't gone on for years already.
We can save it for next podcast.
Hold
All
on,
3
no.
questions. I want you
The
to
next podcast is the Beam podcast.
Because like I want to know because I always
It's
thought
do you still get to reroll the 1 dice with the observation token when you proc the bring it down? With bring it down, does the beam let you use 1 observation token to hit to
all
suppress
3.
the other units as well?
Yep.
And then the third one is can you beam units that are within 4 or whatever the range is?
Yeah. Like you can beam them within 3, 2, 1, as long as it range 1 of each other.
Yeah, but the thing is, the minimum range matters. The minimum range is 4. So if you can't beam to anything that's not in that minimum.
Look it up. We'll talk about it next podcast.
Okay.
Those are the 3 questions right there.
Jose's homework.
Because I don't got shit I got to do enough already as it is.
Yeah.
No.
So, all right, guys. We'll wrap this up. Thank you guys for joining me. All those that listen, thank you for watching. We appreciate your support. And if you guys are still thinking about coming to VetFest, please do. It'll be a lot of fun. We're gonna have a lot of blast, and I'm looking forward to seeing y'all there. So, any
You can
last
see
words?
Jose and Toby fight.
Yes. Forget the
Hey, we were
finals.
more excited. We were more excited in the finals.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
Forget
that
the
was fun.
finals. That's the game we really want to watch. That's what we want to see.
The people's champ.
Yeah, if I'm in the finals and they're playing, I'm gonna tap in so that way I can just go watch that. Put the pressure on Jose there.
I'd never.
Well, the
have
games were
pressure
next
on
to
me.
each other last time, so it was really funny. They're all quiet, thinking really hard, and then Jose and Toby are going wild.
All right, guys. Thank you guys for
Alrighty,
watching.
boys.
We'll see you guys next time.
Later.